Why can't you just move on? If you've been in a reflective mood after an emotional situation, you've probably heard this before, especially if you're an INFP. And likely it triggers feelings of inadequacy and frustration. It amplifies your self-doubt that's already probably quite abundant, especially when you notice that others seem to have moved on so effortlessly and you're still stuck mulling over this feeling. It leaves you feeling isolated and misunderstood more when you are surrounded by friends and peers and relationship, partners who process emotions quickly or don't process them at all. The harsh truth is that for many INFPs, emotional processing often takes time, sometimes way longer than you'd like. But one thing that can really help it feel less overwhelming is when you realize that your unique way of processing emotions is valid. As an INFP, we use introverted feeling as our decision-making process. This is our dominant function. This is what I call the soul. It's about what resonates with me. Does this feel good to me? Does my conscience agree with this choice? And in order to access that, it has to go through many different layers. It has to go through all these different parts of us and consult with this part and this part and this one. How do I feel about this? When I had this intention and I did this thing, it's this massive conversation, this dialogue that's happening with all of these different aspects of ourselves. And it's valid, it's necessary, it's important. And delaying emotional understanding can lead to deeper insights. We need to navigate these complex feelings. Now, maybe not everybody wants to, not everybody cares to, but for us as INFPs, we do want to, right? We want to figure out why we're feeling this way, why we came to this decision. Who are we as a person? I was going to say as people, and I don't know how to conjugate that. There have been so many situations in my life where somebody told me something or they had some reaction and I wasn't able to access my emotions at that time. I had no feelings about the thing. I tend to distance myself, dissociate from a lot of things. The situations happen, people get all heated up. There's maybe fights and anger and all this stuff. And I'm just like, why? Right? I can't quite figure it out. But then after taking time, after reflecting over it, usually I start to heat up or I get this deeper clarity about it. And the other person has long since forgotten about it or they just don't care about it anymore. I rarely share the same emotional state at the same time with my ENFJ wife. And if this is something that's come up for you before, know that it's okay to take your time. If the other person doesn't understand it, that's kind of on them, right? It's important to explain it in a way that they can understand it. But ultimately, if you don't want to explain it, you don't have to. It's your own life. It's your own stuff, right? You can just say, I need my time. And taking your time is a sign of depth and the desire to understand yourself and the other person likely more. It's not a weakness. Some things, of course, that you can always do is to journal. So keep journaling your feelings, your thoughts to clarify why you felt this way, the emotions, the different parts of you that were being accessed at that time. Engaging in creative outlets like ways to express your feelings, art, music, dance, poetry, whatever you want to, chalk drawings on the concrete outside your house. I don't know. Whatever you got to do to express that stuff is really important. And surround yourself with people who understand how you process the world. And if they don't understand, again, like one of the burdens of understanding personality type is you understand what's going on, and most other people in the world do not. And so being able to express that in a way that they can understand can be really helpful. You might need to try a couple different languages, different methods, different approaches to figure it out. But there is a way. And remember that your journey through this delayed emotional processing can really create amazing, profound self-discovery and growth and a deeper understanding of yourself and who you are in the world and who you can become, especially when you pair introverted feeling with extroverted intuition and introverted sensing. You get this like assessment of, okay, I'm feeling this way. and you're looking into your past. When did I feel like that before? And then you're passing it over to the explorer, exploring different, ways that it can come about and how this is like this thing and this is like this other thing. You're doing all this back and forth between the past and then a bunch of different timelines. And, this happens to me all the time. If there's like an argument or something like that, I do all my processing in another room. Like I'll walk to another room and I'll just catch myself having a fight with this imaginary representation of the other person. And it's never the same. It's not the original timeline. It's always in some other timeline or other situation. If I had said this thing and this thing happened. And I know like humans all do that, but I think we are very skilled at it as INFPs. But that is a part of how we are processing. And if you can do it intentionally, again, through journaling, through a creative process, through understanding your parts and their motivation, why this happened, through allowing yourself the time and space to give yourself the proper resourceful state through delving into your emotions, then you can come out as a stronger, happier, healthier INFP. And if you would like more help doing that, you can go to inalfeelpositive.com and you can get the free INFP 5-day course, or you can get the INFP masterclass, infp.geekpsychology.com. I'd love to have you there and help you out. All right. Check out this video over here because YouTube wants you to.